Hi, this is the President of Space. No fancy introduction today. It's been a long time since I recorded a video, but as I've said, I'm making them mainly for myself. So, sorry. But lately it's been quite crazy with my son not sleeping at all and things like that. So, um, I kind of, gotten distracted from what really matters, which is making games. Not really. I'm still working on the game, but it's hard to do all this stuff where you're juggling a 1.5-year-old that tries to bite your arm off. Anyway, I've started working on this nice convoluted area here. I'm currently trying to devise some challenges for this area and placed another power up. But honestly, I've got a little burned out on this game and I have to kind of cut back. I'm not stopping the work because if I stop, I will never go back to it again. But since I get about 3.5 days of the week that I get to work on personal projects in the evenings, I decided to devote one of them to the caverns and the other two to anything that will keep me going and maybe inspire me to go back to this little contraption here. So in the spirit, I took part in the game jam and I've made this, it was a one-button game jam, and I decided to try a new programming language, a new engine. It's a one-button game that was made in Python and Pixel. Pixel engine is a nice fantasy console-like framework to make games in Python, and it has a built-in editor where you make sprites and sounds and all that. So it's a little platformer. I just wanted to see how much game I can pack in with just one button. So essentially what you do here is you press whatever to jump, and if you can wall jump, and if you try to double jump in midair, then you go back. So that's the way to change directions. And honestly, it works quite well. I'm wondering whether not to expand this game into something bigger, in some engine for grown-ups. Because even though I quite liked making games in this Pixel engine, I'm not sure whether I like Python. And as good as it is, it still requires some work. It's quite hard to make bundles for operating systems other than Windows. There's no easy way, and I just can't be bothered to dig in Python stuff to figure out how to do it. But as you can see, I managed to pack quite a lot of gameplay into just pressing one button to jump. I figured it would probably make a really nice phone game. And also, some of those things that I did inspired me to bring them into the caverns of Centaurus as well, such as those those boxes that fall down and are like weights to pin you down. Also, moving platforms. I can't believe I didn't think of moving platforms before. But yeah, I think that they would fit really nice in the caverns as well. Okay, enough of that. The other thing that I've been doing is my little secret project. It's my own fantasy console-like environment. So right now I have the basics ready pretty much. You can edit sprites. You can, for example, let's get this one. You can draw and make whatever you want. You have a very limited color palette. It's 6 colors. One of those will be transparent. You get unlike Pico 8, where you get 256 sprites. provided that you don't use the entire map. Here you just get 64. I'm wondering how low can I get before it's simply impossible to make anything playable. But besides that, you can also make maps. For example, you can take any tile you want. You can draw here, and it's reflected in this mini map here. And you can make sound effects as well. There seems to be a bug of some kind, but it's a work in progress. But you can make pew pew. Okay. You can also make music, but I will, I have to make a tracker or something just to allow you to stack all those patterns into something that would sound nice. But that's I want to focus for now on making sprites, making tiles, and making sounds, because these are crucial. Then you get this nice little code. I made a library for all this stuff to take the data that you can download from this app here, and then plug it into a game basically, and to allow you to make a game with this. So with this little code, essentially I just initialize the engine with two functions, draw and update. Here I clear the screen, I set the camera, I draw the map, I draw a sprite, and here I check buttons for whatever, and then make decisions based on that. As you can see, the API is very similar to Pico 8, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to be a kind of free and open source alternative to Pico 8 that allows you to create assets right in your browser, and then provide a very simple API that abstracts away just the raw minimum, the drawing to the screen, handling the keyboard, and then the other input and sound. And all the graphics and all the sound are made programmatically. The graphics are just rectangles on the canvas, and the sound is using the Web Audio API, which is as convoluted and ridiculous as it is awesome. I mean, with this little code you get this. You can move around this guy, you have a map, it's smooth, it's nice, and you can also do pew pew. And who wouldn't like to make a little pew pew from time to time? I also made it possible to draw text. Let's maybe draw some text. jb.print hello, and it also takes X and Y and a color, which is optional. So let's draw it in the top left corner, right? So it'll be X minus 59 and Y minus 59. Let's draw it in a bright color. And here it is. It's a similar font to the Pico 8, but I'm wondering, maybe I'll make also the Polish characters, which will be nice for us here in Poland to print some text with our weird critic marks. Okay, so anyway, that's it for now. I know I'm rambling, but I wanted to make a video since I have a little bit of time today. And if you liked it, you know what to do, and I'll see you again someday, probably.